Hi guys, it's Neve. So today I am going to be talking to you about Partials by Dan Wells. So basically a summary of the plot of the book is there was a war 11 years before the book is set where a virus called RM was released by the genetically engineered soldiers Partials, which wiped out humanity to near extinction. The protagonist of the book, Kyra, is a 16-year-old medic in training working in the maternity ward, and she learns that her best friend Madison is pregnant and decides that in herself that she is going to find the cure for RM in order to save her best friend's baby. So she goes and does the research and ends up coming up with the conclusion that the only possible way for them to find the cure for RM is to capture a partial, since they have complete immunity to the virus. Basically, within this book there are rebels who go again, who called the Voice, who basically disagree with the government within this community in East Meadow, which is in Long Island. Basically the Senate have brought in this law called the Hope Act, where girls at the age of 18 have to start and try and get pregnant, whether it be through natural means or through artificial means, in the hope that one of the children that will be born is immune to the virus, since for the past 11 years no child has survived past the age of 3 days, and the youngest person in the community is actually 14. So they are trying to repopulate the world by basically getting all the girls pregnant in the hope that one of the children will be immune to the virus. And it has been 11 years and still no child has been immune to the virus, and they are now in talks of lowering the age rate from 18 to 16, which would then directly affect our protagonist Kyra. And the Voice basically is completely against this. They don't believe in it, they think it is a stupid law, and basically are holding riots and basically attacking the Senate to try and get this law revoked, which doesn't work. Our protagonist Kyra is basically a very strong character. She's fantastic. When she sets her mind to something, she follows through with it. Like when she decides to capture her partial, getting the job done. And she's very sure of herself and doesn't ever question herself. She's against the Hope Act and doesn't believe that it is working, although she is not a member of the rebel forces, the Voice. She just does not agree with the Hope Act and hopes that by finding the cure for RM, the law will be revoked, humanity will be saved. All the characters within this book have their parts. Marcus, Kyra's boyfriend, is very supportive in her ideas and tries to sway her in a way, in the hope that she'll just stay with him and they can, get married and have kids together, because they've known each other for so long and they've always talked about it anyway since they were 13 years of age. Madison, who falls pregnant at the beginning of the book, basically, she's kind of, in a way, the driving force behind Kyra's actions. Like, it's just through Kyra learning that Madison is pregnant, that drives Kyra to go and find this cure for the RM virus. Jaden, I loved. He was a fantastic character. He was very military. He was such a soldier. And then there was Haru, who was just a prick. And a lot of the characters in this book were just pricks, and I didn't like them. I loved Sam. Sam was so awesome. I loved him. He was brilliant, and I cannot wait to see him again in Fragments, because I will be reading the sequel. Marcus I did not like. I just did not like him, so I'm not going to go into him anymore. Zachi I genuinely loved. She was such an awesome character, and she has all the music players, little like iPods and MP3 players and everything to listen to music in, which was so cool. And she just basically has her own little generator to power her music players and everything, which was so cool. And then Nandita, who you don't really learn a lot about other than she raised Kyra from when Kyra was 4 years of age after her father died from the virus, and kind of just adopted her and a bunch of other girls and raised them. All the young children within this book were called plague babies. I didn't get why they were called plague babies, because in a lot of ways everyone is a plague carrier. They all have it. They all have the RN virus in their system. They're just immune to it, and the babies that are born are not. So I don't really understand the older people, like the senators and all them ones, calling them plague babies. I didn't really get that. And the romance in this book, if you're wanting a romance novel, you're not going to find it in this book. There is very little romance. There's just it here and there, little moments that are so, they're there and they pass, like that there. There's next to no romance. Like, in a lot of ways I didn't see the point of Kyra and Marcus being together at all, because of the fact that there was so next to no romance. It was more like they were just like really best friends in a lot of ways. So I didn't understand the point of them being together, because there wasn't really that much romance to it. It was just kind of little things here and there. And the plot twist within the book that you kind of learn, I suspected and kind of seen coming, but there was little hints woven in very nicely, very well done. Yeah. But for me personally, so I expected a plot twist. I started suspecting the plot twist quite early on, like back when like the first little hints were being left, like back in page like 160 odd. I was suspecting and predicted it, and it ended up being the case, and I was just like, okay. The pace of this book was fantastic. It starts off slow, but it slowly and gradually builds up to the climax of the book, and definitely sets the world up for the sequel, Fragments, which I shall hopefully be picking up soon. In terms of storyline, the world that was created was brilliant. I love the world that was created. There was a lot you learned, and it wasn't like you learned all the things in one little short span of time. You were learning the things throughout, and you were learning it bit by bit as the story progressed. So you weren't like confused by what was going on and then understanding. It was just like you were understanding throughout the book. Everything was being added. You were learning more and more about the world, and that was I hope very well done. Review, and more shall be coming, hopefully, now that our Mary Kate and I's exams are over. So I hope you enjoyed. Okay, bye!